I think it's going to be very difficult to look for treasure doors and do this scav. So maybe, I mean, 13 pottery shards, I'm going to have to spend a lot of time looting wood and hay. See, the problem for me is that I claim that like every objective can be completed. And then, you know, you go online and you see comments and people are like so angry still about scavengers being too hard, etc. I don't know. I think that you can get very hard ones like this one. I think that this one is very hard. I don't think this is a guaranteed completion unless you are very good. But I stand by this. Difficulty is not necessarily a bad thing. It gives depth. A lot of people base their emotions around comparing themselves to others. And I think that can be toxic. It can be good if you are mentally strong as a person. And if you use that as a boost to make yourself better, then it can be great comparing yourself. But I see so many people that are basing their feedback and criticism on the fact that their emotions are weighted against someone else's success. You have no idea how many people say that scavs suck for anyone that isn't Iskall or other sweats. You have no idea how many times I've seen that comment. And it's a little bit sad, right? Because all I think in my head is like, okay, well, don't run scavs. Stop. Stop running scavs. Obviously, you're not good at the game. Like, stop running the hardest objective. You know? Lower your difficulty, whatever it is. Like, it's kind of weird to me. But I think it's because people like to compare themselves and they hate losing. And I think in the past, I pride myself in listening to the community. And I love listening to the community. And don't get me wrong, without you, Dylans, without you guys, without the Discord, this game would not be anywhere near where it is now. I basically see you guys as 50% of the design choices I make. And it's great. But I also think that sometimes people have told me this for a year, like, stop worrying so much, Iskall, about what everyone thinks. And I think it's true and false. Like, I think it needs a balance. You need to listen and you need to make sure that you are logical about things. We did get a bit of criticism yesterday, though. Did you guys watch the conclusion video on Soul Flames? There was a bit of criticism coming out from people in general about the Soul Flame. I think that's fair. Someone had a really interesting comment that made me think a lot, saying like, the fact that you're this transparent with changes gives you the same problem as the Mojang mob vote. Because you give the opportunity for people to have opinions, and so you will never be satisfying the majority of people. And I think we can apply this to Soul Flame, right? So like, of course, I show off Soul Flame and like the vault is getting more and more OP. And at the time I showed it off, it didn't make it harder at all. Like it stayed the same. And people are going to love that. People emotionally are going to love the idea of getting stuff easier. I think majority of humans are like, easy way out is always best. The better I can get with the lesser input, the better this game is. That's the first thought, I think, for many people. And I think that's a fair reaction. However, I have to go deeper. I have to think further than this. I have to think about the fact that while that is true, it's like a bar of chocolate, like a Snickers. It is a very quick dopamine hit. It's a very quick satisfaction feel. And then it will wear off. And then what will happen is that you will just feel bad because you're out of content, right? So take Soul Flame as an example, which got criticized because, oh no, of course the vaults needs to be better. This was like people are saying this is the biggest excitement I had for the update. And like I got a comment from someone who said, I'll put it in his words or their words. They said, this man literally killed the only good implementation in update 13. That's what the commenter said. And I mean, this person is obviously stupid, to put it lightly. It's not an opinion. It was stated as a fact. That's why I'm saying stupid. I'm not saying that people can't have negative opinions or whatever. But the problem is that if we would keep Soul Flame increasing the vault's power while masking it, because it wouldn't be true, we would say that, yeah, this is an opt-in feature, don't worry about it. That's not true though, because everyone knows that you always want to do what's best for your progress. And honestly, efficiency and metas can put a lot of pressure on players. This is why I really dislike class systems in games. This is why I really dislike like Diablo games and Path of Exile and all of these games. Like, how do you play the game? Most people who play the game don't actually play the game. No, what they do instead? They go to Maxroll, they look for a build guide, and then they follow a build guide, and then they try to, and they're like laying a puzzle that someone else has created for them. And fair enough, that can be fun, and you can do that in Vault Hunts as well. But we've tried to make the efficiency be less important. However, if we would push the Soulflame update as discussed in the beginning, we would have... Oh! What is this treasure chest? And a bonus living, which is what I was looking for. Wow, that's insane. That's a really good treasure chest. Unfortunately, no chest scroll. If we would push Soulflame the way we originally designed it, or no, not designed it, the original way we showed it, yeah, I mean, it's super exciting, but it would be a Snickers bar. The excitement would wear off very quickly when you realize that, okay, I don't actually want to run any other vault, so I'm going to gape myself out of all this other content that exists in the game. And then that's the like 1 day in, 2 days in feel. And then comes the second hit from this candy bar that you've just eaten. Oh, I'm getting more loot, but I'm getting so much loot that I don't need it. And so now all loot, including trinkets, including everything, has no value to me. I don't get excited when I get them. And then maybe if you're smart, you realize, yeah, this was a bad design choice. Or if you're not smart, what you will do is you would go to Reddit and you will write a post to Iskall of how bad treasure rooms feel now. And the reason you're doing that is because you've oversaturated the system. Does this make sense? I think this makes a lot of sense. I think that what I'm saying is correct. This is the reason why, and it may seem sad, but this is the reason why Soulflame cannot stack. Because it was way too powerful, and while power is fun in the short term, it is extremely devastating to the game balance, which is your content. It's your time, you know? It's you that are playing the game, and you would get less out of it. So I love the new solution. I think it's great, and I'm very excited for it. And I know that it's not for everyone, but that's okay because it's an opt-in. Another suggestion for Soulflame reward, by the way, was mentioned in the development team when we brainstormed a little bit. I mean, we could potentially do pets down the line. They're a bit harder to implement, but like pets that don't do anything. Pets that are just like a personal pet. Another thing that I really liked that Ito suggested was charm skins. We could do skins for the charms that you have on your shoulder. You would have like a special looking Bilara one. And you could tie it, you can make the skins be not tied to the gods. So you could say, well, any charm that you have would become this skin that I have. And I think people would like that as well, because then they get to customize their looks fully. A parrot charm? Dude. Now I'm even more sold. That sounds awesome. But anyway, I hope that people can understand. And I understand that people are upset. I have played Cake Vaults though, and I think that dopamine hit comes better from Cake Vaults. I think that this differentiates the objectives. I haven't actually seen many responses in regards of whether or not cake seals should be only findable items. I think they should be only findable. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. But no one has like talked about this. Whenever you have these chase items, quote unquote, like what tends to happen is that the player seems to adapt. And I think that's great. I think that's really, really good. But yeah, anyway, like the Cake Vaults does give that dopamine hit of getting more stuff in the vault. And it's such a huge difference now that the visually expands the vault. Like mathematically, I guess it's not that big of a deal, big of a change, but it really feels different. And I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on Update 13. I think I saw a change for Update 13 that Peppa snuck in yesterday. That wasn't originally planned, but something that I asked for. And I think he did it. And that change is that when you go into a vendor room, you can purchase items without managing your gold. Like the backpacks will automatically, or the game will automatically calculate based on the bronze you have and based on the platinum you have and whatnot. And so you don't have to worry about anything. And it's not like compressing it. It's like calculating, okay, well, does this player have enough bronze? And if so, you know, use the bronze. Very, very clean. I haven't tried it out though. I just saw the git. Just do a money bag instead. It would be packed. You know what? That's not a bad shout. But now we've done this. I also think that keeping a linearity, is that what it's called? Keeping something in one way is good. Man, I'm gonna eat all my fruits here. Did we get them all? Yes. But what a good treasure room. We take those. We take those. GG's. That was a difficult scav as well. Oh, it starts off strong with a little bit of an artifact. Yeah, let's roll it right away. Gotta blow on it for luck. Okay. I really want the dragon. Come on. Ah, I didn't get the dragon. That's my base, though. Oh, it's a new one. Yay! Oh.